Welcome to Read and Learn English. Every day, we have thousands of thoughts. Some are helpful, but many are automatic, repeated, and unexamined. The way we think affects everything: our learning, our choices, and how we feel about ourselves. If we want to grow, learn faster, and make better decisions, we need to train our brains to think in smarter ways. Just like we exercise our bodies to stay strong and healthy, our minds also need regular training. When we develop better thinking habits, we open the door to more creative ideas, clearer problem solving, and stronger focus in our daily lives. Smarter thinking isn't about being perfect or always right. It's about noticing how we think, asking better questions, and staying open to new perspectives. Sometimes the way we've always done things can limit us. That's why it's important to shake up our routine and try new ways of approaching everyday situations. Even small changes can help your brain become more flexible and alert. This is especially helpful when learning something new, like a language, because it teaches your brain to make fresh connections and adapt to new information. Another powerful way to train your brain is by becoming more active in your learning. When you share ideas, explain what you've learned, or reflect on your own thoughts, your brain starts to work in deeper and more focused ways. It also helps to look ahead and imagine your goals clearly, but not just the good parts. Preparing for challenges makes your thinking more balanced and realistic, which helps you stay calm and confident when problems come up. Your mind also needs good rest. During sleep, your brain organizes memories, solves problems, and builds stronger understanding. A well-rested brain is a smarter brain. In this video, we'll explore several simple but powerful techniques that can help you think more clearly, solve problems faster, and grow your confidence step by step. These ideas are not difficult, but they do require practice. With time and attention, you'll start to notice how your thinking becomes sharper and more creative, not just in English, but in all areas of life. What's one small habit you've changed recently that helped you think more clearly? Let us know in the comments. Chapter 1. Challenge your thinking habits. Our brain is a powerful tool. It helps us learn, remember, and solve problems. But sometimes our thinking can go in the wrong direction. We can believe things that are not true. We can think in ways that make us feel worried or stuck. This happens because of our thinking habits. A habit is something we do again and again, without even thinking about it. Just like we have habits for brushing our teeth or eating breakfast, we also have habits in the way we think. Some thinking habits are good, but others can cause problems. One common thinking habit is to believe something only because we already agree with it. For example, if we think we are bad at learning languages, we may only notice the times we make mistakes. We don't notice the times we speak well or understand something. This habit is called confirmation bias. It means we pay more attention to the things that match our old ideas. This can stop us from learning and growing. So, how can we challenge these thinking habits? The first step is to become more aware. This means we need to start paying attention to our own thoughts. When you think something like, "I'm not smart enough," or "this is too hard," stop for a moment. Ask yourself, is this really true? Or is this just a habit? You don't have to believe every thought you have. Some thoughts are just old ideas that are no longer helpful. Another way to challenge your thinking is to ask different questions. For example, instead of saying, "Why can't I do this?" try asking, "What can I do to get better at this?" Changing your question helps change your focus. It takes you away from negative thinking and moves you toward action. Smart thinkers know how to ask better questions. This helps them see more clearly and solve problems in new ways. It's also important to listen to other people's ideas. Sometimes we only talk to people who think like us. This can make our thinking smaller. We don't hear new ideas and we don't grow. But when we listen to someone with a different point of view, we learn something new. Even if we don't agree, we can still learn to think in a deeper way. Try to ask others what they think and why. Try to understand their reasons. This helps your brain learn how to compare, reflect, and improve. Challenging your thinking habits also means being open to change. Change can feel uncomfortable, but it is a big part of learning. When we learn English, for example, we often need to change the way we think about words, grammar, or pronunciation. At first, it feels strange or difficult, but with practice, our brain gets better at it. The same is true for thinking. If you keep asking better questions, checking your thoughts and listening to new ideas, your brain becomes stronger. Sometimes we also need to slow down. In today's world, everything moves fast. We make quick choices and don't stop to think. But smart thinking takes time. When you face a problem or feel stressed, take a few minutes to think clearly. Write down your thoughts. Ask yourself what the real problem is. Then look for other ways to understand it. This is a skill you can learn with practice. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. Another helpful habit is writing. When you write your thoughts, you can see them more clearly. Try keeping a small notebook. Each day, write 1 or 2 thoughts that you had. Then ask yourself, was this a helpful thought? Was it fair? Was it based on facts? This can help you notice patterns in your thinking. You might find that you often think in a negative or fearful way. Once you see the pattern, you can start to change it. It's also useful to talk to yourself like you would talk to a friend. If a friend made a mistake, would you say, "You're so stupid"? No, you would probably say, "It's okay, mistakes happen. You can try again." But when we make mistakes, we often say unkind things to ourselves. Try to be kind to your own mind. Encourage yourself. Be honest, but also gentle. This helps create a safe space in your mind where learning can happen. Learning to challenge your thinking habits is a long journey. It does not happen in one day. But every time you notice an old habit and try something new, your brain gets stronger. It becomes more flexible. Flexible thinking helps you solve problems, handle stress, and learn new things faster. It also helps you feel more confident and calm. Think of your brain like a garden. If you plant good seeds and remove the weeds, your garden will grow strong and healthy. But if you let the weeds grow, they can take over. Your thinking habits are like seeds. If you keep planting helpful thoughts, asking good questions, and staying open to new ideas, your mind will grow smarter every day. Let's review. First, notice your thoughts. Don't just believe them, ask questions. Second, listen to other ideas. Talk to people who think differently. Third, take your time. Don't rush your thinking. Fourth, write things down. This helps you see your thoughts more clearly. Fifth, speak kindly to yourself. Treat your mind with care and respect. These simple habits can change the way you think, learn, and live. Challenging your thinking habits is not just about being smarter. It's about being more aware, more open, and more in control of your own mind. This will help you in school, at work, in relationships, and in language learning. When you start thinking in new ways, everything begins to change. You become more creative, more focused, and more ready for life's challenges. So next time you notice a negative or automatic thought, take a step back. Ask yourself, is this a habit? Is it true? Is there another way to see this? That simple step is how smarter thinking begins. Chapter 2. Teach what you learn. One of the best ways to learn something deeply is to teach it to someone else. You might think that only teachers can teach, but that's not true. Anyone can be a teacher. If you are learning something new, like a language, a skill, or a subject, you can explain it to a friend, a classmate, or even just to yourself. When you try to explain something in simple words, your brain works harder. It has to understand the idea clearly. This is how real learning begins. When we read or listen to something, we often think we understand it, but sometimes we only remember the words, not the meaning. We think we know it, but we can't use it in real life. That's where teaching helps. If you can explain something clearly and simply, it means you really understand it. If you can't explain it, that's okay too. It just means you need to learn more. Teaching shows you what you know and what you don't know yet. Let's say you just learned a new grammar rule in English. You understand it when the teacher explains it. You can answer questions in your book. But what happens when someone asks you to explain the rule in your own words? Can you do it without reading your notes? Can you give an example? If not, then teaching yourself or someone else will help you fill the gaps. It shows you where you need to focus more. Teaching also helps you remember things for a longer time. When you repeat information and say it out loud, your brain builds stronger memory connections. It's like drawing a picture in your mind. The more details you add, the easier it is to remember. When you teach, you also use more than one skill. You speak, listen, think, and sometimes write. This makes learning deeper and stronger. You don't need a classroom or students to teach what you learn. You can start by teaching yourself. After you learn something new, take a few minutes to explain it out loud in simple words. Pretend you are talking to a younger brother or sister. Try to give examples. If it feels difficult, don't worry. That's normal. Go back, read again, and try to explain it once more. Each time you do this, your understanding grows. You can also teach friends who are learning with you. For example, if you are studying English, you and your friend can take turns explaining what you learned in class. One person explains, and the other listens and asks questions. Then you switch roles. This helps both of you. The one who teaches gets to review and organize their thoughts. The one who listens gets to hear the same information in a new way. Another great way to teach is by writing. You can write a short post or message explaining something you've just learned. You can also write a simple lesson in your notebook. Use your own words and keep it easy to understand. Later, you can read it again to help you remember. You can even make short videos or voice recordings of yourself explaining things. These can help you see how your thinking becomes clearer over time. Teaching also makes your thinking more active. When you explain something, your brain has to connect ideas, remember steps, and check your logic. This is very different from just reading or listening. Active thinking helps you understand ideas in a deeper way. It also helps you become more confident. You learn how to express your thoughts clearly. You feel more sure about what you know, and you're not afraid to share it. This method is also great for building your speaking skills in English. When you teach something in English, you practice grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation all at the same time. You don't have to speak perfectly. The goal is to make your message clear. With practice, you will become more fluent and more comfortable using English in real situations. Another benefit of teaching is that it helps you feel useful. When you help someone else learn, you create a positive connection. You are not just learning for yourself, you are also giving something to others. This makes learning more meaningful and enjoyable. It can even inspire others to do the same. Learning becomes a shared journey, not just a personal goal. Sometimes people feel shy or worried about teaching because they think they don't know enough. But you don't need to be an expert. Even if you are just starting, you can teach what you already know. There is always someone who can learn from you, even if it's just a small thing. Every time you teach, you learn more. You also build your courage and your voice. Let's look at a simple example. Imagine you are learning how to use the past tense in English. After you study it, try to explain it to someone. Say, "We use the past tense to talk about things that already happened. For example, I walked to school yesterday." Then give more examples, or even draw a timeline. If the person doesn't understand, try a different example. Keep it simple. This will help both of you grow. To use this method every day, follow 3 steps. First, after you learn something new, take a short break. Then, review the idea and try to explain it. Speak out loud, write it down, or tell someone. Finally, notice what feels difficult. That's where you can focus more study time. If you do this again and again, your understanding will become deeper and your memory stronger. Teaching what you learn is like shining a light on your thoughts. It shows you what you really know and helps you find what you still need to work on. It's one of the fastest ways to improve not only your learning, but also your confidence. When you teach, you grow. When you share your knowledge, you help others grow too. Chapter 3. Change up your routine. Our brains are amazing. They help us do many things every day, like speaking, solving problems, remembering names, and learning new skills. But just like our muscles, our brains need exercise. If we always do the same things in the same way, our brain gets lazy. It stops growing. But when we try new things, even small ones, our brain becomes stronger, faster, and smarter. That's why changing your daily routine is a simple but powerful way to train your brain. Many people live by routine. We wake up, brush our teeth, eat the same breakfast, take the same way to school or work, and do the same things each day. This feels safe and easy. But when everything is the same, our brain stops paying attention. It goes on autopilot. That means we do things without thinking. We stop noticing new ideas or different ways to do things. This can make our brains slow and less flexible. To keep your brain sharp, try to do everyday things in a different way. You don't need to make big changes. Small changes are enough. For example, you can brush your teeth with your opposite hand. If you're right-handed, try using your left hand. This may feel strange at first, but that's a good thing. It means your brain is working harder. It is building new connections and learning how to solve small problems. You can also change your route to school, work, or the store. If you always walk or drive the same way, try a different path. Look around and notice new things. What do you see? What do you hear? New paths give your brain fresh information. They wake up your senses and help you stay alert. Your brain starts to explore, and that makes it stronger. Even small changes in your morning or evening routine can make a big difference. For example, if you always eat breakfast before getting dressed, try switching the order. Or listen to music in another language while getting ready. You could also try doing a short stretch before bed, or writing one sentence about your day in a notebook. These are simple changes, but they keep your brain active. Trying new things also makes your brain more adaptable. That means your brain can adjust to new situations faster. In life, we often face change. New jobs, new places, new people. If your brain is used to small changes, it won't feel afraid when big changes come. You'll be more ready, more confident, and more creative. You'll be able to think clearly even when things don't go as planned. Another way to change your routine is by learning something new. This doesn't have to be big. You can learn one new word in English each day, or try a new food, or watch a short video in a different language. You can try writing with your other hand, drawing a picture, or reading a different type of book. Each small change gives your brain a new challenge. You can also change where or how you study. If you always sit at the same desk, try a new place. Sit on the floor, or stand up while reading. Try writing with colored pens. Listen to soft music while learning. These small changes help your brain stay focused and make learning more interesting. They also help you find the best ways that work for you. When we do something new, our brain creates new pathways. These are like roads inside our head. The more we use them, the stronger they become. So when we brush our teeth differently or change our walk to school, it may not seem important, but it is. These activities help our brain grow stronger and faster. It becomes easier to remember things, solve problems, and focus for longer. Changing your routine can also help you feel more excited and curious. When every day looks the same, life can feel boring. But when you try something new, even something small, it adds color to your day. Your brain wakes up. You start to notice things around you. You begin to feel more alive. This feeling helps you learn better and enjoy life more. Let's look at some easy ideas you can try. Use your non-dominant hand to eat or write for a few minutes. Try a new recipe for dinner. Read or listen to something outside your normal interests. Take a different seat at the table or in the classroom. Learn 5 words in a new language. Change the order of your daily tasks. Try a new type of exercise, like yoga or dancing. Take a break from your phone and notice your surroundings. Every time you try something new, ask yourself, how did that feel? What did I notice? What was different? These questions help your brain think more deeply and stay active. It's okay if something feels hard or strange at first. That's a sign your brain is growing. You can also keep a new things journal. Each day, write down one thing you did differently. It could be as small as using a new word, trying a new food, or talking to a new person. Over time, you will see how many things you tried. You will also feel proud of yourself for stepping out of your comfort zone. This builds confidence and courage. Changing your routine does not mean you have to change everything. You don't need to stop doing the things that work well. The goal is just to add something new. One small change a day is enough. Over time, these small changes help you become a smarter, stronger thinker. Your brain becomes more flexible, more creative, and more ready for anything. So remember, routines are helpful, but change is powerful. If you want to train your brain to think better every day, start by doing simple things in new ways. Brush your teeth with the other hand. Take a new route. Change your study spot. Try something new. Each small change is like a workout for your brain, and the more you do it, the sharper your mind will become. Chapter 4. Dream about the future, but plan for problems. It's important to dream. Dreams give us hope, energy, and motivation. When we think about our future goals, like learning English, getting a good job, or traveling to another country, we feel excited. We imagine ourselves happy and successful. This kind of positive thinking helps us stay focused. It makes us want to keep going. But dreaming is only the first step. If we want to make our dreams real, we must also plan for the hard parts. Life is not always easy. There will be problems. If we think ahead and prepare for them, we will be stronger and ready to keep moving forward. Many people only focus on the dream. They say, "I will be fluent in English one day," or "I will have my dream job." But they don't stop to ask, "What might make this difficult?" Or, "What problems could I face along the way?" When you forget to ask these questions, it's easy to feel upset when things go wrong. You may feel surprised or confused. You may even give up. That's why it's smart to not only dream about success but also prepare for problems. This is how strong thinkers plan. Let's say your dream is to speak English fluently. That's a great goal. You imagine yourself talking to people from all over the world. You want to feel confident and free when you speak. This dream is powerful. It pushes you forward. But now, stop and ask yourself, what might make this hard? Maybe you don't have much time to study. Maybe you feel nervous when you speak. Maybe you forget words easily. These are not reasons to quit. They are problems you can plan for. If you know your time is limited, you can make a simple study plan that fits your day. Even 15 minutes a day can help. If you feel shy speaking, you can start by talking to yourself at home, or record your voice. Listen to English songs, or join a small group where you feel safe. If you forget words, write them down and review them often. By thinking ahead, you can solve many problems before they even happen. This is called strategic thinking. It helps you reach your goals faster. Dreaming without a plan is like walking through a forest with no map. You may enjoy the view, but you can get lost. A smart person brings a map and thinks about what could go wrong. What if it rains? They ask. So they bring a coat. What if I get hungry? So they pack some food. This is how you should also think about your future. Yes, enjoy your dream, but also pack your mental backpack with tools to help you when the road is difficult. Another reason to plan for problems is that it reduces fear. When you don't expect problems, they can feel big and scary. But when you expect them, they don't surprise you. You are ready. For example, if you know that learning English will take time, you won't feel bad when progress is slow. If you know that some days will be hard, you won't give up when you feel tired. You'll say, I knew this would happen, and I'm ready. Planning for problems also helps you stay calm. You don't panic when something goes wrong. You take a deep breath and say, what can I do about this? That kind of thinking is powerful. It helps you make smart choices, even when life is difficult. You become the kind of person who keeps going, no matter what. Let's look at another example. Imagine your dream is to start your own business. That's a big and exciting goal. You can picture yourself as a leader, helping people, making money, and feeling proud. But instead of just dreaming, ask yourself, what could go wrong? Maybe your business idea is not clear yet. Maybe you don't have enough money to start. Maybe you don't know how to find customers. These are real problems, but they are not the end of your dream. They are just signs that you need a better plan. You can start small. You can ask for advice. You can learn from others. You can save money little by little. You can practice your idea before sharing it with the world. Each small step is part of your bigger plan. You are still moving toward your dream, but now you are doing it with open eyes and a strong mind. This kind of thinking is not negative. It's not about being afraid or thinking only about bad things. It's about being realistic and prepared. You believe in your dream, but you also know the road may be bumpy. That is smart. That is how strong people think. Sometimes, we also learn the most from our problems. When something doesn't go well, it teaches us a lesson. Maybe we find a better way to study. Maybe we learn how to ask for help. Maybe we learn how to be more patient. These lessons are part of your success. Without problems, we don't grow. So don't be afraid of mistakes or failure. Plan for them. Learn from them. Use them. To help you use this idea, try this simple exercise. First, write down your dream. What do you want to achieve in the future? Be clear and specific. Then write down at least 3 possible problems. What might make this hard? Finally, write one idea for each problem. How can you prepare for it or solve it? This small plan will help you move from dreaming to doing. For example, dream. I want to speak English fluently. Problem 1, I don't have time. Plan. Study 15 minutes each morning. Problem 2, I feel nervous. Plan. Practice alone first, then with a friend. Problem 3, I forget words. Plan. Make flashcards and review daily. This way, your dream becomes a real goal, and your mind becomes stronger, more focused, and more confident. So remember, dreaming is beautiful. It gives you energy and hope, but planning for problems gives you power. It helps you move forward with strength. The best thinkers do both. They imagine success, and they prepare for challenges. That's how they grow, improve, and reach their goals, step by step, day by day. Chapter 5. Sleep-Based Intelligence Boosting. Sleep is more than just rest. It is also a powerful time for learning. Many people think sleep is just for relaxing the body, but during sleep your brain is still working. It organizes your thoughts, keeps important memories, and gets rid of useless information. That is why good sleep is very important if you want to be smarter and remember more. Sleep does not only make you feel better, it actually helps your brain grow stronger. When you learn something new, your brain needs time to save that information, but it does not happen only while you are awake. Your brain does most of this work while you are sleeping. Scientists call this memory consolidation. It means that your brain takes what you learned during the day and stores it in the right place so you can remember it later. This happens best during deep sleep. There is also something called targeted memory reactivation. This sounds like a big word, but the idea is simple. It means you can help your brain remember something better while you sleep by giving it a small reminder before you go to bed. For example, if you studied new English words in the evening and then quickly review those words before sleeping, your brain gets a signal. This is important. While you sleep, your brain will go back to that information and work on it more. The next day, you may find that you remember those words more clearly. You can also use soft music or gentle sounds to help. Some people listen to calm music or relaxing sounds right after studying and then fall asleep. This helps the brain feel relaxed and ready to process what it has learned. The key is to keep the brain calm, focused, and connected to the thing you want to remember. Let's look at an example. Imagine you are learning 10 new English words. You study them in the evening. Right before bed, you read them again or say them out loud softly. Then, you go to sleep. While you sleep, your brain replays those words. It connects them to things you already know. It moves the words into your long-term memory. The next morning, when you wake up, you remember them better. This is how targeted memory reactivation works. It's like telling your brain, please work on this tonight. You don't have to study for a long time before bed. Even 5 minutes is enough. Just review what you learned during the day. It could be vocabulary, grammar rules, a short story, or a new idea. Give your brain one clear message before you sleep. This will help it focus while you rest. But for this to work well, your sleep must be good quality. That means deep, peaceful sleep, not short or broken sleep. So, it is important to have good sleep habits. Go to bed at the same time each night. Turn off bright lights and loud sounds. Put away your phone or computer 30 minutes before sleeping. Try not to eat heavy food or drink too much caffeine in the evening. A quiet and calm bedtime helps your brain do its best work during the night. Another helpful idea is to keep a notebook beside your bed. Before you sleep, write down one thing you learned that day, or write one question you want your brain to think about. This small habit helps your mind stay focused and gives it direction. It's like giving your brain a little homework to do while you rest. You can also try short meditation or breathing exercises before bed. Just sit quietly, close your eyes, and take deep breaths. Think about what you want to remember or understand better. This helps your brain relax and stay ready to work in sleep. Sleep-based learning works best when you do it every day. It is not magic. It is a habit. When you do it again and again, your brain becomes very good at learning while sleeping. You will notice that your memory improves. You will find it easier to remember names, words, facts, and ideas. You may even wake up with new answers to problems. Many smart thinkers and creators say they get their best ideas after a good night's sleep. Even short naps during the day can help. A 20-minute nap after studying can improve memory and focus. But don't nap too long. Long naps can make you feel sleepy and confused. Short naps refresh your brain without making you feel tired. Remember, your brain is not a machine. It needs rest to work well. You can't just study all the time. If you are always tired, your brain can't focus or remember anything. That's why sleep is not a waste of time. It is part of the learning process. It is when your brain puts all the pieces together. Some people say, "I'll sleep later, I need to keep studying." But this is not a smart choice. If you study when tired, you will forget most of it. But if you sleep well after learning, your brain will remember more with less effort. So sleep is not the enemy of learning. It is your secret tool. Let's review how to use this method. 1. Learn something during the day. It can be a few English words, a grammar point, or a new idea. 2. Review it before bed. This reminds your brain what to focus on. 3. Create a calm bedtime. Turn off screens, relax, and avoid noise. 4. Sleep 7 to 9 hours. Deep, regular sleep is best for brain work. 5. Keep a notebook. Write down what you learned or want to remember. 6. Repeat daily. Make it a habit so your brain gets used to it. When you use sleep as part of your learning, you are training your brain in a smarter way. You are not working harder, you are working better. Sleep helps you become a stronger learner without stress. It helps you remember more, think clearly, and solve problems easily. So if you want to think smarter every day, don't just focus on study time. Pay attention to sleep time too. Sleep is not just for rest, it's a powerful time for brain growth. Use it wisely and you'll wake up with a brighter, sharper mind. Chapter 6. Reverse problem solving. When we have a problem, the first question we usually ask is, how can I solve this? This is a good question. It helps us think about solutions. But sometimes, there's a smarter way to begin. What if you ask the opposite question? Instead of asking, how can I fix this problem? You ask, how can I make this problem worse? This is called reverse problem solving. It sounds strange at first, but it can help your brain see things in a new way. Let's look at a simple example. Imagine you want to save money. Normally, you ask, how can I save more money each month? But with reverse thinking, you ask, how could I waste more money each month? You might answer, I could buy things I don't need. I could eat out every day. I could never check my budget. I could forget to pay my bills on time. Now you have a list of things that hurt your goal. If you do the opposite of these actions, you will begin to save money. This is the power of reverse thinking. Why does this work? Because sometimes the best way to understand a problem is to look at what causes it. When we clearly see what makes things worse, we also see what can make them better. Our brain becomes more focused and creative. We start to notice habits or choices that we didn't see before. This method helps us learn from our mistakes and find better paths forward. You can use reverse thinking for almost any problem. If you want to be more healthy, ask, how can I become more unhealthy? You might say, I could eat too much junk food, I could never exercise, I could sleep too little, I could sit all day. Then, do the opposite. Eat more fresh food, move your body, get good sleep. It becomes clear what you need to change. Let's try another example. Learning English. If your goal is to improve your English, don't just ask, how can I learn faster? Try asking, how could I learn English more slowly? Some answers might be, I could stop practicing every day. I could never review old words. I could be afraid to speak. I could avoid reading or listening to English. This gives you a clear picture. If you avoid these bad habits, your learning will improve. You will become more confident and make faster progress. This way of thinking is also useful when you feel stuck. Sometimes, a problem feels too big or too confusing. You don't know where to begin. Reverse problem solving gives your brain a fresh start. It makes the problem easier to explore. It helps you feel more in control. Instead of only asking what to do, you explore what not to do, and that can be just as helpful. Reverse thinking also makes you more aware of your actions. You begin to see how small choices create big results. If you ask, "How can I fail my test?" you might say, "I can avoid studying. I can forget to sleep. I can play games all night. I can skip class." Suddenly, the right choices become very clear. Study, sleep, focus, show up. This kind of thinking brings new energy to your goals. Some people think reverse thinking is negative, but it's not. You're not trying to fail. You're learning how failure happens, so you can avoid it. You are using your brain in a smart, careful way. You are training yourself to think deeper. This is a skill that helps in school, work, relationships, and everyday life. Let's try this together now. Think of a goal you have. Maybe it's something like, "I want to speak English more fluently." Good. Now, ask the reverse. "How can I make my English worse?" Your answers might be, "I can stop practicing. I can speak only in my own language. I can be afraid of mistakes. I can ignore grammar and vocabulary." Now, reverse each one. Practice every day, even just for 10 minutes. Try to speak more English, even if it's not perfect. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Learn from them. Pay attention to grammar and vocabulary. With just one reverse question, you now have 4 clear steps to move forward. You can also use this technique with friends or classmates. Make a game out of it. Take a goal and ask each other, "How can we make this goal fail?" Write down your answers. Then, work together to reverse each one. You will be surprised how many smart ideas come from this simple activity. It also makes problem solving more fun and less stressful. Reverse problem solving is not about thinking backwards. It's about thinking better. It helps you see the full picture. It gives your brain more tools to work with. When you look at a problem from both sides, what works and what doesn't, you get stronger solutions. You stop guessing and you start planning. Here are some tips to use reverse problem solving in your daily life. 1. Choose a goal. Be clear. For example, "I want to study better," or "I want to be more focused." 2. Ask the reverse question, "How can I study worse?" or "How can I lose focus?" 3. List your answers. Write down all the things that can make the problem worse. 4. Reverse your list. Turn each bad habit into a smart action. 5. Use these actions in your plan. Try them out one by one. See what works best for you. 6. Repeat this often. The more you do it, the easier it gets. Reverse problem solving makes your brain more active. It teaches you to look deeper and think differently. It trains you to notice small details. It helps you understand the roots of your problems. And best of all, it helps you solve them in a new, powerful way. So next time you face a challenge, don't get stuck. Ask yourself a reverse question. Laugh a little at the silly answers. Then turn them into smart ideas. This simple habit can help you make better choices every day. If you found these tips helpful, Please share this video to help others train their brains too. Save it so you can watch it again whenever you need a smart boost. For more easy and practical English learning videos, subscribe to Read and Learn English. Let's grow smarter together.